Hi, this is Bill, and this is going to be a really quick overview of the Radiolink RC3S radio system. And I'm just going to do a real quick demonstration and initial thoughts of the radio. First thing I was going to show you here is the 31-page monochromatic instruction manual. It's a pretty good instruction set, no grammatical errors in there, and pretty straightforward for each of the variable computer settings that are available with the system. There are a couple of inconsistencies in there where the store that I bought the radio from, I think I paid $50 shipped from WOW model, and on the website it said that the receiver can handle up to 10 volts, but the instructions here say that it can only handle 6 volts. So that's one thing that I see there. Another inconsistent thing is that it said the radio actually has a 10 model memory, but later on in the instructions it says it only has a 5 model memory. But I was able to verify that it does have full 10 model memory in the setup. In addition to the model memories, 10 model memory, it does support 7 characters for the name, and it has 51 different characters to choose from. One of the things when I first got my radio is it is defaulted to the Chinese language. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what that looks like when it comes in the settings. So when you see it here, you'll see the Chinese symbols there to the left. And you have, in order to get into the setting, you have to hit where it says press both buttons here, both the left and the right button. You hold those down, and then it goes into the option there, so you can see the display. So then where the number 1 is, you just hit that enter to go in there, and then select the up arrow to go back to the English setting. Select that and it goes right back to English. So once you do that, then it'd be very easy to get to all the other menu settings to program the radio and whatnot. I'm going to go ahead and give you a quick demo. So what it does here is this actually has 4 channels on here, where channel 1 is the steering. You can see that there. Channel 2 is the throttle. And that's for the throttle. Channel 3 is this little rotary dial here. You can see that moves in about 120-degree swing there. And then channel 4 is this push button here. It's kind of hard to see, but it says SW for switch and VR for variable rate. So when you push the channel 4 there, you see that. That's when I push that button over there. And then 3, and channel 2, and then the steering. Now, one thing that I have done with this one is in this particular model memory, I went ahead and I took advantage of some of the mixing features. So I was able to mix the channel 2, which is the throttle, with the brake, and then so when I hit the brake, you can see that it moves the 3rd channel as I move the brake. So throttle, and then brake goes into the servo. So it's a throttle brake mix. You can mix any of the first 3 channels. You can't mix the 4th channel in with anything else, but you do have the ability to mix any of the first 3 channels together. Any combination you want. And then another thing you can do, let me go ahead and change the model. And what I do like is that the model goes into the number 2 slot. And then let me go down to the model 8. And what I've done here with the model 8 configuration is I was going to show you here that you can actually set it up to where I have channel 3 set up to be the switch now. So I've alternated these 2 together. So now when I push the button here, you see that moves channel 3, and then channel 4 is now switched over to be the variable rate. So you do have the ability to, you can mix and match and move your channels between each of the controls, between all 4 channels on here. So let me go ahead and show you that, and I'll switch it to model 9. And then model 9, I now have that set up for channel 3 is now the variable rate, channel 4 is the switch, and then let me go back to a model 10 here, And now what I've done is I've mixed the switch, so now when you push the switch it does both the 3 and 4 channel together. And of course you can do reversing and however, whatever application you need to do. Of course, steering is still there, and then throttle. So depending on your application, that's pretty much about all of the demo features that I have set up to show. There is one interesting thing that it does. It has a fail-safe. I'm going to go ahead and you see that I have that? And then just by turning the radio off, the fail-safe automatically shuts off the throttle back down to 0. So if you accidentally lose a signal on the radio, and then let me go ahead and turn off the system here. One last thing I want to show you is that the battery tray takes 4 AA cells, and the tray itself comes out relatively easily. It doesn't, or at least I should say, it doesn't require any screws for it to come out. And then inside there is a JST plug inside so. And this battery tray measures 16 millimeters thick by 59 millimeters wide by 88 millimeters long. So you have the option to replace this the cell holder with a 2, 3, or even a 4-cell LiPo. If you want to put a 4-cell LiPo in this tray, you can do that. The radio itself has a 2048 resolution, and I showed you the 1-second fail-safe feature. The spring tension on this radio feels very smooth. It's very easy to feel. The foam rubber is real comfortable on here, and then the handle grip is very natural feeling. So as far as overall ergonomics, I think they hit a home run on this radio. It's very comparable, and what I would say, to very high quality radio systems. It's not a very heavy radio, it's a very light feeling, so which is kind of good. Some people may want a heavier feel. If you want that, I guess you could add weight to it, but it's extremely light. The backlight on the display lights up for about 60 seconds. It'll turn off automatically. There's no adjustment for that. And one last thing I wanted to show you was that it does have a Dsc port here, which you can plug in a simulator, which I happen to have right over here. So this is like a simulator. It did not come with this, but you would have to purchase one of these with a DSC on this end, and this is a USB simulator card where you plug this into your PC, and then you can play a virtual game, VRC, to race RC cars online and whatnot. It also has a Futaba style charge port. It does not come with a Futaba connector with it, but it does work. I've tested it. And then this is the on-off switch, which is it's really recessed in. It's hard to really turn that off by accident. And it has what's called a data port here, and when I open it up and look inside, it's actually blanked out. There's no connector in there, so I think it was maybe something that they had planned for at one point, maybe just not this release of this radio, but something to look forward to maybe in future releases of the radio. And that's all I have for now on this radio. Look back for more information and details. I'll post a link on the description of this video for more information as it becomes available, and I'll let you know how it goes from there as I continue evaluating it. Thanks for watching.